Hello and welcome to Easy Allies preview of Beast of Reincarnation, coming from Game Freak. I am Michael Huber, joined by Michael Damiani. How are you doing, Damiani?
Doing pretty good. Curious to see Game Freak try its hand at non-Pokemon stuff. Not the first time, but the most recent attempt from them. So
yes, this is officially their first AAA title. Their first, they say.
So Pokemon's not a AAA.
That's what they say, yeah.
Oh no, that's going to cause headlines.
And it's being directed by Kota Furushima, who previously worked on the battle system and sound for various Pokemon titles.
Okay.
So, this is coming out on PS5, Windows, and Xbox on August 4th. This year, so it is
coming up soon.
It's sneaking up.
Yeah, I forgot about this game completely. I was like, oh yeah, another game because everything's coming out in September. So Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So I had forgot this was coming out. So I got to play the final build of the game. They said they're still gonna have like patches and stuff, but okay. I didn't play a demo build or anything. I played the build that's gonna ship pre, one or two patches here and there. Yeah. So I played for about 90 minutes, just the opening of the game, and the premise is really cool. So you play as Emma, and she's a sealer in this world, and it has to do, you're in the future, you're in the year like 4026 or something like that. You're way in the future, and the world has been, corrupted by a blight. There's a blight everywhere, and Emma can go into the blight, and the story in the beginning was a little cryptic, so I don't know all the details, but she can go into the blight and take out these like corrupted animals to kind of clear the blight.
Okay.
Yeah. The star of the show, of course, as we know, is her dog companion.
Yes.
Koo, K-O-O.
Okay. Ooh, okay, interesting, yeah.
Yeah. And it is an action RPG for sure. Combat is like a Black Myth, a Stellar Blade, a little bit of Sekiro in there. Heavy on the parries. So if you don't like your parry action games,
got it.
This might not be for you, but there are difficulties, Damiani. You can turn down and turn up the difficulty.
Of course,
I just played on
Game
normal.
Freak, I would imagine that.
Yeah.
You're going to talk about it in a little bit. My biggest question is, like you said, the combat, like it's real-time action, but there's a lot of there still looks like there's some kind of like slowdown thing, almost like Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth thing, where like there are actions you can pick from a menu. And
Damiani, I love this.
Anyway, when we get to that, I'm curious about that because I want to know how that feels to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's dive into that right now because, the main thing we're going to talk about is combat. I did a little exploration as well, but the combat... So what's really cool, Damiani, when you use Koo's abilities, that's when the time can slow down.
Okay, so the dog abilities.
The dog abilities are essential to counter the enemies. So it'll be like, this enemy is weak to fire damage.
So they're the Pokemon, basically. So they're super effective attacks. Okay,
totally. Yes, 100%. 100%. Koo had like a fireball he could shoot out that would burn the enemies. He had a move that could bind the enemies kind of in place and made them slow down a little bit. And then he had a cool one that would like erupt these flowers from the ground and kind of heal you and damage the enemies.
Okay.
Those abilities are on cooldown, and you can build up the meter when you're fighting to kind of reset his cooldown faster to use those abilities.
All right.
Yeah. So you can't just like spam them like over.
Got
and
it.
Over. Yeah.
Is there any kind of like your main character? Do they have any kind of like special attacks? Because how do they work? Because you said they're the more real-time combat.
Yeah, so you got your sword, and I used a bow and arrow as well. The bow and arrow, and there was like another ranged weapon as well, because there is ranged combat.
Okay.
Feels a little hollow for me for now. It was just not very satisfying to fire off shots from the bow. I don't know if you'll get better ones that feel better, but it just kind of felt a little hollow pulling that off. Thankfully, the sword combat though feels awesome. So you have your combo moves. You can build up stagger on the enemies, and that'll do a really cool like killing blow. Think of Sekiro style. You'll get in there for the killing blow. You're mainly fighting like corrupted robots. At least that's what I was fighting for now, and like some corrupted wildlife. Then you also have like my super move was just kind of slowing down time. It would be like L3, R3, push it.
Okay, so that's what that is.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of that with those glowing things at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so that's what that is.
And then I had an additional move. It was like hold RT and push X. And I could do like a really cool like kind of charge slash type move.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I get it now.
So you have like your ultimate, your other abilities, and then just your standard basic attacks.
All right.
Yeah. And then that's pretty much combat. I mean, there's not much to say if you've played like a Black Myth or a Nier or a Sekiro or a Stellar Blade, just big on the parries, parrying the enemies builds up their stagger more. Using your animal companion Ku is really, really satisfying and fun whenever he gets in there. And like, he'll just like kind of leap in and like stomp on the enemies and really mess him up. And then the killing blows also were really satisfying, kind of just like chopping the robots in half and stuff. Felt really nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And then, of course, there's a big skill tree, Damiani.
Okay.
You level up. There's bonfires, of course, as there always are.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah. So there's bonfires, and then what was interesting is you share skill points with Ku. So you both.
So you gotta be very.
You gotta choose
meticulous, like who you want to give the upgrade. Okay, I see. So they don't have their independent. Okay.
They have individual skill trees, but you earn universal skill points that you can then spend on either Emma or Ku.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are the skill points just for combat stuff? Because the other part of the game that I see a lot of footage of is like traversal in the world, like using your like wood style jutsu stuff to like climb up. And like I even saw a part that looked like stealth, where like it looked like you leaped down with a prompt to like do like a down, like So how did you get to try that out? And like, is the world like stages, or is it kind of like large open world?
It's like it seems like open environments, so not fully open world, but the spaces were pretty big to go off the beaten path. There were only 2 other people in my preview, and all 3 of us did completely different things, which is really exciting. So it is kind of like that. Like one person really took their time and wandered who the heck knows where. When I do previews, I try to do a little bit of optional exploration, but I'm mostly like, let me crit path this, because a timed preview demo, that's what I'm trying to do. There is stealth. You can sneak up behind enemies, stealth kill them. There are downward plunging attacks as well from up above that you take them out. Those are so satisfying. And like you said, the wood jutsu, Damiani.
Yeah.
So it's your hair. It's Emma's hair can like become wood, and you can like rise up. Yeah, you can like rise up off of the ground pretty high with it.
Yeah.
You can also shoot it. Yeah, you can also shoot it out.
To like make bridges?
To make a little bridge. You can go to the end of it, and then from the end of it, then jump up really high. So there were definitely optional places where I would have to kind of jump up, use the wood to go out, out like a bridge, and then jump up again to get to higher places. So you are using kind of that traversal wood stuff quite a bit, which I really, really like. That stuff was fun. That was fun. The one more little finicky thing, you can like grapple to little points. It would be like it would be like blue when you could grapple, or red when you can't. A little finicky on the grappling stuff. Again, just these are just little nitpicks I noticed as my job to preview the game. Something I noticed, just kind of like I would kind of like fall down, or kind of really have to position it to kind of like get the grapple. So yeah.
Hopefully
so,
they clean that up.
Yeah.
No,
so no
is
big
it just
drama.
like combat and traversal? They're like, did you get to see like any hint of like any extracurricular stuff? Because like in one clip, I don't know where it was. That's why I'm asking if it's in the open environments. There seemed like there was like a chest or something in a clip I saw where you had to like unlock it with a code or something.
Yes.
There's like
could not find
picking.
that code. Could not find the code anywhere.
Okay.
There are optional chests everywhere. You can get better armors. That didn't really change how I look. I think it was like the under armor because you have your cool, fit.
Okay.
And I don't know if that can change, but I did get a new armor, and it was just like I think the underneath.
Got it. Okay.
So I found that had different stats. There's different talismans as well that you can equip to give you different bonuses and stuff. And like you said, chests. And there's also upgrade materials in there for crafting because you have a little hub area, Damiani.
Oh, there's a hub like area, like a town?
No, it's like a walking mech that you sleep in.
Oh, so personal housing.
Yes.
Did you like this?
It was really cool. You have this really cool gas mask guy driving it.
Okay.
He's like your driver, and he can't really go out into the blight.
Ooh, okay.
So he's like your
backstory there.
Yeah, for sure. He's like your driver, and then when I was on that, I could sleep to advance the day because I had finished a main quest, and it was like, okay, go back to the walker. I forgot what it was called. So it was sleep to advance the day, but then before that, you could take a shower. It's Koo actually goes into the shower, the big dog.
Oh, you watch the doggo, okay.
Because you're like covered in blood. Koo was like covered in blood or like dirt and stuff. So you could go in there. It just like cuts to black. He goes in, comes out. You can pet the dog, of course and feed the dog. Because there's a bond meter with Koo, Damiani.
And what is that?
I'm not sure exactly what that does. I think it's tied to abilities. I'm pretty sure. Don't 100% me on that, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
You could unlock abilities depending on your rapport with Koo. There was like a skill. You could just access the skill tree from the home base as well. And there was also, there was crafting in there that I didn't really mess with.
Okay.
And then it looked like there was like cooking because there's like kind of a kitchen area, but I didn't get to mess with that.
So maybe make food to give you buffs or something.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not 100% on that, but it seemed like there would be cooking there. So
okay.
So, and that pretty much covers it.
Did they give you an indication you could customize your little like room hub thing or no?
Unsure, but in the back by the shower, Damiani, it looked like there was like a thing where you would put like wildlife, like little geckos and critters.
Oh.
It looked like there was something that fills in maybe with animals or maybe with other items and artifacts. So unconfirmed, but that's what it looked like. So,
all right.
Yeah, all in all, the story seemed cool. The combat seemed really fun. Exploration seemed like fairly minimal, but like enough to go off the beaten path and make it rewarding because you're like finding crafting materials and upgrades and different gear. So that stuff's really rewarding. There was one boss fight.
Okay.
I fought like a giant corrupted deer thing.
Okay.
And it was okay. Again, this was the one where you needed to parry. It would just kind of like run in at you. It would charge to each side of the screen, and it would kind of run in and like, kind of bash you. Bash you with its antlers and stuff.
A little bit of a menace, huh?
Yeah, so it was fine. It was fine for a boss fight. I was like, cool, chill.
How do you think the game like looked? The visuals, like
visuals were great.
Yeah, and like the aesthetic they're going for, the environments you got to see.
Yeah, I really liked the environments, Damiani. I'm a sucker for any kind of overgrown post-apocalypse. I love that stuff. I eat it up. Just like ruined buildings covered in moss and trees and stuff. Yeah, just a lot of green, a lot of woodlands, a little forest area. One part where you go in a mine cave area that was pretty cool. You have like a little light that you're using to kind of see around. So yeah, just all in all, I I kind of judge my previews, Damiani, by the level of like how much I like it, where it's like, this is a game where I'm totally going to beat it. Like, this is a game that I want to come out so I can play it and finish it all the way through. Like, I'm locked in.
Right.
I'm locked in for Beast of Reincarnation for sure. For sure. So
I'm pretty hyped. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they compared it to Princess Mononoke, obviously, you know, with your companion.
Yeah, I'm seeing some influence from that for sure.
Definitely. Yeah. So there it is. You have any other questions, dude? I think we covered like pretty much everything I saw.
Yeah, the only thing I think of is like music, but previews. It's sometimes
great call. Yeah, no, Damiani. The reason I brought up Stellar Blade 2 was because the music reminded me of that, where it's where it's kind of like an easy listening, jazzy kind of vibe, where it like you wouldn't really expect it from like a intense action game, but it's like really soothing and like upbeat and cool. Yeah, it definitely reminded me, it leaned into the Stellar Blade style of music, which is one of my favorite parts of Stellar Blade. So right away, Damiani, I was like, oh, good music. I like this. I like these tracks. So,
all right.
Yeah.
What did they, last question, when you die, like what is the penalty? Like, 'cause like in Souls games, you lose, your souls or currency. Like, is it just go back to a checkpoint or is there any other penalty beyond
I died
that?
one time and it shot me back to the bonfire. Yes.
Okay.
I don't think I lost anything.
Okay, so no loss of any kind of reason that you saw. Okay.
Yeah, not that I know of. It was right when the demo was ending, actually. They were like, everybody was getting up, and then I just like kept sprinting ahead into chaos to try to get like further. I was like, no, I don't want to stop. And then I got surrounded and taken out. And then I just like, then it showed me back at the bonfire, and that was it.
All right.
So pretty cool game. That is Beast of Reincarnation from Game Freak. That is coming out August 4th of this year on PS5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S. Damiani, thank you so much for joining. We are Easy Allies. If you like what you saw here, please check us out on patreon.com/easyallies for a ton of previews and streams and podcasts. It really helps us out so much. That's the only way we can keep doing this is with your support. So thank you so much. Love and respect. See you next time.